Welcome to our fossil edition of Trace Mineral Replacement. I'm Nancy from the County Library, the South Jordan Branch, and I'm here today to talk a little bit more about fossils. Now, fossils are a source of information about Earth's past. They tell us about the life that was on the Earth millions of years ago. There's two different types of fossils that we're going to go through today. And the fossils that we are going to look at, we were loaned by the Natural History Museum of Utah. So thank you to the Natural History Museum for letting us display these today. So what is the difference between a trace fossil and a mineral fossil? A trace fossil is something that is an indentation or an imprint or something that's pushed into the rock. So there might be some organic material there or some evidence of it. So that's a trace fossil. A mineral replacement fossil is something that is more of a 3D version. It comes out of the rock, it pops up. You can often see the whole shape of the plant or the animal. So that's the major differences between those two types of fossils. It can be a little bit complicated, however. So I'm going to start with a little more complicated model. Again, get your little notebook out, and you can take some notes in here about the different things that I'm going to show you if you want to write down the names of them. And then what would be awesome is if you later in the comment section of this video, you write your ideas about whether it's a trace fossil or a mineral replacement fossil. Okay, so let's go to our first sample. So this fossil shows us why these can be kind of complicated. So if you look at this, this has a lot of detail in it, a lot of different fossils. There's these bumpy ones here that are definitely 3D and stick out. So it would make you think it was a mineral replacement fossil. But if we look at this side, there's all these imprints over here that you can see that definitely look like trace fossils. So it can be a little complicated in your decision when you're trying to decide which one it is. So the first one for you to decide on is a trilobite, a little bug. And this one is sticking out from the rock, and it has some texture, and it's got a different color than the rock. The next one is a fossil fish. So it looks pretty much like modern, but it is a fossilized fish. If I run my finger along it, I can feel like where those little bones were. So that's the fossil fish. Now we've got a couple plants leaves for you. Here's one. And I can tell you that if I run my finger along here, I can feel some bumpiness. The color is different. Okay. This is our leaf number 1. Here's leaf example number 2. So while this part kind of sticks out, the rest of the little leaves in here are definitely impressions. They go in. This one, can you see that? It's a definite dip in there. This is a shell. Right. We have 2 Ammonites here. This one has been polished for us, but you can see that there's some mineral replacement going on in here. This is a different Ammonite. It's rather heavy, and you can see some detail there. Okay, now for our big ones. Right here, can you see this one good? Okay, this is the footprint of a Carnotaurus. Right here, we have a tooth. And if you probably can't guess who this tooth belonged to. But this tooth is from a woolly mammoth. Look at it. Peekaboo. It's as big as my head. And finally, we have this, which is a beak. Can you see how cool that is? This is a beak from a Utah ceratops. Okay, so those are all our samples today. I'm really looking forward to seeing your comments and what you think about whether these are trace fossils or mineral replacement fossils. Thanks for watching. I'm Nancy from the County Library at thecountylibrary.org.